everyone. Welcome to yet another Contact Lost and Stat Check and World Team Championships cooperation or collaboration, I guess, that we call Crème de la Crème. This is a series that we have dedicated to the WTC and to the best of the best. So the top 10 teams from last year, top teams plus, if time allows, we will bring in the what do you call them? United Nations teams, and perhaps also the newcomers, because there are some teams that are new to the event. So that's the plan, but let's see how the planets align. And we want those teams to talk about the previous event, this year's event, their preparation, their ambition, who they are bringing to the event. Especially that it's an exciting time because it's the 10th edition, so new rules. Everyone is starting sort of from the same starting blocks, so it's going to be extremely interesting to find out how the teams prepare. With me, I have the new regular on the show, the full-time contact lost ornithologist, Dr. Nathaniel Henning of StatCheck fame. Hello.
Hello. I will remember this time to actually use my audio cues and say hi instead of trying to use a video cue, because I'm too used to doing a mostly watched live on YouTube show and not a mostly listened to on podcast show.
Yeah. So thank you for that. And that is correct. That is correct. I checked the stats recently. We are all over what do you call it? Spotify, and all over Apple Podcasts and so on. YouTube, not as much as I would like. So if you're listening to this on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell button, and all the magical stuff that you can do to stay up to date with what we do. And now onto our guest of honor, the captain of the, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, the Oranje team, for Team Netherlands, Ruud Steenbakkers, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Fucking hell, that's the first guy who actually got it proper. Well
what,
done.
the surname or the name of the team?
Both.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I cheated and I asked about your surname before, right? But the name of the team...
No, just cut this out. Just cut this out. You're the actual very first guy who did it properly, without any training or questions.
Yeah, the name of the team is very popular in Poland because...
Oranje. Oh, no, that's Russian. Oh,
so, most Polish people are huge fans of football, the proper football. So Holland has always been up there, and there are many fans over here. I still remember the team from 1998 that played in the Euro Cup, because I'm a huge fan of the Dutch football team, for example. So yeah, so the name is mentioned in Polish media all the fucking time. Anyway,
nice.
In a moment, we will interview our guest, but if this is your first time to Crème de la Crème or first time to Contact Lost and you haven't seen the previous episode, please go and check them out, because we have spoken to Team Poland, Team Canada, Team Australia, Team Spain as well. Today we're doing Team Holland, and on Thursday probably Team England, if everything goes fine and our schedules align. So that should be very interesting as well. But enough about us. Ruud, let's talk about you. How happy are you to be here?
Really happy. I'm the second week of my 3-week holiday. I'm in Italy at the moment. So
amazing.
It's horrible. I got a bottle of wine. It's 25 degrees outside. I'm chill as fuck, so it's all good.
Did you bring any minis with you? Do you have any chance to play, or is it like proper holidays without hobbying as well?
It's a proper holiday with the wife, and when I proposed to bring my new Leviathan box, she looked at me, and if I would have dared to bring at least one model, she would have killed me, I guess, and threw me off a mountain somewhere here.
So she gave you the look, and they had to stay at home.
Yes, definitely the look. But I do have all the data sheets on the app, so I'm still texting at least 2 hours a day with all the boys, and everybody is practicing and gaming and getting data and gaming, and I'm sitting here like, yep, one more week and I can game. It's fine. It's fine.
So you spend surprisingly a lot of time on the loo now with the app.
No, I always did.
Yeah, that's how we do it. All right. So you're on holidays now. Does that mean that you haven't played any games of 10th yet, or have you already got something under your belt?
No.
Under your belt, sorry. Some games under your belt.
I hope I have something under my belt. No, the moment we had the leaks coming through, we started gaming with as many rules and things we had. We already did at least 2 training days with the team. Obviously, some of the stuff is broken, and I was already happy when GW said like, "Hey, look, there's a day one FAQ. This the week after the official launch, so that's really good." Um, no, I had a couple of tryout games with Dark Eldar because that's obviously my factions. Been funking around with. I mean, I've except Necrons and Tau. I have every army nowadays, so it's a fun hobby to have it when you play Warhammer for 20 years. But
Yeah.
I think I did 5 games so far, and the rest of the boys are just really pushing it out. So I'm really happy with them.
All right. So out of those 5 games, have you already been able to draw some constructive conclusions? Do you know which factions you're bringing? If that's not a secret, or is it too early to tell? Do your guys have more to say about that?
Well, it's kind of a secret, but we
Obviously.
are definitely bringing Death Guard and Sisters.
That's what I thought. I mean,
Because-
I love it.
after the last
Love
week and Death Guard placing second at the 30-man GT, no surprise at all.
No. I mean, there's some really funky stuff in there, and people will be surprised because people don't think I'm actually, or people believe I'm actually taking a piss. But we found some really janky stuff in there, so I'm really happy if nothing gets FAQ'd, and we will spook some people. Like, I think a couple of editions with the start of 8 when somebody brought 10 homunculuses when Rule of 3 wasn't a thing, and then everybody nuked the demons armies and stuff. So, we'll see.
I love
All
it.
right. Okay.
I
And how
love
many
this idea of secret tech in the 2 worst factions of the game. It makes me real
Yeah.
excited to see what you guys come up with.
No, but it's the best because sometimes when you actually found some really, really secret tech and people look at Death Guard, they're like, okay, 20-0 this faction, and they go like, haha, activate trap cards.
But
Please bring
last
trap
year,
cards with you. Just bring trap cards so your person heading those 2 armies can just throw them at their opponent from across
Oh,
the table.
Yeah, after round 1, it's like, so what was your score again? Trap card.
but last year, I think it was Germany who brought Death Guard, even though Death Guard was not considered like top 8 by any of the
A
teams.
mile.
Yeah, and their team
No.
performed quite well with that army. So
No,
yeah,
but Death Guard's
Mhm.
super good into Harlequins. They always have been, especially last edition or last year. Just throw them into Harlequins and they nuke them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
While we're talking about 10th too, what have you been having fun with 10th edition so far in your test games?
Yeah, I'm old enough or played Warhammer long enough instead of all the rookies with their 9th and 8th edition stuff, and they go like, oh no, hell's bells, everything goes to shambles. It's like, no guys, this is Games Workshop. The first
it
half
easy.
year, take it easy. The first couple of months, it's going to be foobar. It's fine. And the fact that you see that they're already fixing stuff, I mean, I'm not worried. I'm having fun. There's obviously some silly stuff in there. I think it's easily fixed. I mean, they're already fixing, what was it, Towering Indirect and Eldar. And Knights. And so that's fine. And then we all know that GSC is going to rule the world for at least a month or maybe 3.
Mm-hmm.
And people will make counters on that. I mean, it's a fluid system. It's never going to be balanced. As long as you accept that, and especially with teams, and that's why I love teams, you can already counter it. I mean, at the moment you know that one army is going to be really good, you make 2 or 3 counters. You don't give a fuck. You just play on, and you just don't play. You don't play against the army, or you definitely play against the army, and you make a counter. I mean, and that's what I really love about the boys as well. What one of my guys said as well, like, I'm so happy nobody is cringy or acting like an old grandma, like, oh, the world's going in fire and apocalypse and this and this and this, and all the podcasts are being super depressive. I'm like, yeah, we're just having fun. We know how this game works. Enjoy, take the best out of it. GW will fix it in the end. Just push on.
Yeah, I loved the article by Ines from StatCheck, who before the 10th edition came out, he actually published an article that said the beginning of 10th edition is going to suck. It always does.
Yeah.
Please enjoy yourselves, nonetheless. And I guess that's spot on. That's exactly what you are talking about, and that's exactly what we want from a game. Nathan, how many games have you played already?
1.
Was it this weekend or?
It was. It was 2 days ago.
What did you play?
I played Imperial Knights into Orcs.
How was that?
I have a match. I have a tournament in Ottawa at the end of July. And so I was like, what can possibly be easy to learn and easy to transport across borders? Knights are Custodes. Actually, it was pretty interesting. I won on the last turn of the game.
Wow.
You learn that Mazrog Skagbad is a real bad character. He one-rounded a Lancer in combat.
Yeah.
And then he took on Fight on Death 16 wounds off of Canis in combat when he fought on Death. So I'm like, Orcs did a really good job. I won that game kind of on desperation on the last turn. And because I probably had one armature too many based on the points costs in the Imperial Knights book. Like if I couldn't have afforded one more armature, I probably would have lost.
Mazrog's a beast. I mean, if you build a nice beast snagger list, it will crush Knights so hard. It's so cool.
Oh yeah. I was very surprised. He was like, so all of this stuff has anti-vehicle 4-up, and I was like, oh no. And it like the orc list still has volume. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm excited to see if people bring orcs for anti-knight tech in WTC. That'll be great to see. Because my all of one game so far, and I have my second game tomorrow. It's very exciting times for me in 10th edition.
Yeah, orcs are really cool.
Yeah, they are, but you need to use them properly. I played at an RTT this last weekend as well. I happened to win it, and I took Custodes with 2 Caladiuses, so I had some vehicles. My opponent, I think it was his first game of 10th edition, so he came not really knowing the rules really well and not really knowing his army really well because a lot has changed. So his what do you call them? Beast Snaga boys, or the guys
The
with
Squiggle
harpoons?
boys.
The boys on squigs. They are not supposed to fight infantry. From what I saw, they are absolutely not supposed to fight infantry, and that's everything that they have done in that game. So I kept them far away from my tanks, bogged down with some custodian guards, custodian wardens, and they never reached the tanks, and the tanks could just do everything they wanted. And I think Caladiuses are maybe underpriced a little bit. For 215 points, they do a lot of damage to vehicles.
Yeah, but everything's underpriced, right? There's like a couple of things overpriced. Demons.
I was going to say the rest battle tanks, but yeah, demons.
Yeah, Lehman Russ battle tanks as well, but then you just take 18 of indirect fire things, and it's still bonkers.
But it makes me depressed to do that. It makes me depressed deep inside.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the carriages, but I do have still manticores, basilisks, and wyverns, like loads. So I was like, oh, this looks fine. This looks fine. Everything's fine.
I mean, if Space Marines can bring 30 Desolators, then why should anyone feel bad about bringing manticores and other indirect fire?
Yeah.
Come on.
Desolators are dumb. Well, at least for the points, anyway.
Yeah. So, okay, so, Ruud, another question to you. The new edition means a lot of change, a lot of adjusting, and not a lot of time to actually do all that. So, is that a challenge for the team, and is that a challenge for you as a captain to keep everything in order, to keep track of, what GW releases, what WTC releases, so terrain here, mission pack here, rules here, FAQs here? Is that difficult to manage, and is that difficult to keep up with for you and the team?
Well, I think I was one of the first 2 days after WTC last year who wanted to do a vote if we're going to play 9th or 10th this year. And we obviously got outvoted, so we're going to play 10th. And the moment we knew it in September, I was like, cool, guys, prepare for hell, because it's going to be one big roller coaster from here. So from that point onwards, we tried as many weird stuff as we could, and we just told people like, "Cool, you got 2 weeks. Next week is a team training event. Try something new. Grab whatever you can. Grab a codex. Learn it to bits. Tell me what will it do. How will it do? What will it do? Good into it." So that's the same reason why we did the Eurotrash Cup. Everybody except one person had a different army than they were playing before.
Nice. Are you excited then to start hearing about some of the even more changes coming down the pipe, potentially this week with a new balance patch?
I mean, I was really happy with it, and I was happy that they were so fast because everybody knew Raid Knights were broken. Everybody knows Towering, like 9th edition it was fine, Towering big knights, you can see, they cannot see you. I know we should never say this, but in real life, if you see a giant robot, the giant big robot couldn't see you behind a small wall, but you can see him, makes more sense. Still
Yep.
GW, so we know it doesn't work that way, but and that kind of jazz. So, and that's one of the reasons why everybody was on 2 factions. We cut out a couple, which we thought after a couple of games, like, okay, this is really not going to work. This is either not our play style. This is not the armies we're familiar with. So we cut down to 16 armies. So we cut down almost 8 to 10 armies in the first 2 weeks. And the moment they said they were going to nerf Raid Knights, fun fact, I don't have any Raid Knights. So the first Eldar list that I had were without Raid Knights until people were like, "Oh, no, you should play Raid Knights." I was like, "Oh, I don't want to. I hate Knights, so why should I play Raid Knights, So from that on, everybody already knew for about like a small year that it was going to be a roller coaster. So I already prepared everybody on it. And we also have, I think, only one new guy in the team. So I brought, together with Justin last year, 9 new faces to the WTC. And we did the best we ever did as Team NL.
That sounds like an overhaul of the team, to be honest.
Yeah. No, but it's... So the moment I was captain when COVID hit, we had a solid team, as I thought. And then at a certain point, the next year of COVID hit and the next year of COVID. That team didn't change that much, but I still wanted to get a good score. We still wanted to give it the best we got. We didn't want to go there as a beer and pretzels team anymore. We just wanted to get as best as we could. We screwed up a couple of times on pairings. And now we have 2 solid guys working on pairings since 2 years. And, they're set. They know how it works. They do a bazillion hours of time into the pairing system and the mark pairings and all that jazz. So it's only good that we have a solid team. And yes, they were rookies for the first time in WTC. But if I look at everybody now, how motivated everybody is, there's no ego. It just works really well. So the fact that we're now going into this, already know it for about a year that everything's going to be a big roller coaster and that we have to adjust on the foot. I mean, we feel good. I already have a couple of guys that are telling me like, "Oh, we're going to win this. We're going to win this." I'm like, well, we don't have playtesters in the Netherlands yet, so maybe somebody else finds some weird jank before us. But we are definitely aiming top 7. Just want to improve before last year. And I know this is going to be trickier, but next year when everything's settled and the dust is gone and we know the tricks, definitely we're going for the big money. So
yeah, there isn't probably a better year than this year with the new edition. As I said, everyone starts sort of in the same place, at least time-wise. So, as you said, someone might have had early access or something like that. But then, no one can stretch time. No one will have more. So, yeah, it's going to be very, very, very interesting to see. So you said that you've been playing the game or yeah, you've been playing the game for 20 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that something that all your team members could boast, or do you have some freshmen? And to build onto that question, this edition reintroduces cards
Fifth
and not
edition
like,
rules.
but it reintroduces cards and it's some new concepts to the game. So will the team, and perhaps if there are people with less experience than 20 years, uh, will they find it easy to adjust, to accommodate, or the new rules, or is that another challenge that you have to deal with?
No, I think comparing to 6th and 7th edition, the cards are really well done.
I
It's
agree.
not like, oh, get objective 1 out of your 6 objectives, and you're like, oh, that's nice. It's right there in the corner on my opponent's deployment zone. That's amazing. And then the second card, you go like, oh, take the same objective. You're like, oh, fuck's sake.
I remember that.
Yeah. So out of we're bringing like 12 guys. Of 8, obviously, are players, and then 2 backup players / coaches. I think out of those boys, top of my head, I have 1, 2, maybe 3 guys that started in 8th edition. So I've got 5 guys that literally told me like, Ruud, it's a new edition. Everybody knows it's gonna be Fubar. It's fine. We have been playing this game for too long. Nice. So I'm not that worried. The fact that the cards are well done doesn't worry me either. I was slightly skeptic the first time I heard it on Warhammer Community, and I was like, oh, not again. I looked at the cards, played 5 games with the cards, and I'm literally like, this is really cool. I don't feel screwed over at a certain point when you draw cards. I mean, there's maybe 1 or 2, but we can manage. And there's
the mechanic of being able to like flip out cards too for CP if you're playing tactical, or if you're playing fixed, then it doesn't matter, right? But you can.
Yeah, and the option to have fixed is also amazing because fun fact though, we sent Justin in Alpine Cup last minute, and that was his first tournament and I think his first actual 10th edition game at the Invitationals, which he won.
Nice.
So
wow,
that was
amazing.
That was really funny. Well, he's one of the best players in Europe, I dare to say. He's definitely top 2 in the Netherlands. And
Okay.
no, he told it on live stream as well. He was like, yeah, I think I played 6 turns of 10th before I went to Alpine Cup. I was like, yeah, that's two games of 2 turns where he tabled his opponent. And then he did it. And then he did a training shift against the guy to pick up models. So
yeah,
he just misplayed 1 stratagem in the tournament, and that's why he got 3rd place instead of 1st or 2nd, maybe. So yeah.
So I guess on taking like lessons, because that's definitely a lesson to learn. What other lessons do you take out of the last WTC into this WTC? You talked a little bit about changing how you do pairings for this year, but what other changes have you made to your team since then?
I think our biggest trap was the pairings, and we have been focusing heavily on it. Last year's I kind of did the pairings, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the best one at it. And then 2 people volunteered and go like, well, I find this very interesting. I said, well, that's amazing. Here's a seat. Fix my stuff. I don't know shit about this. It's mostly table pick and the pairing system. The pairing system we got under control. We're also building more and more onto the table layouts. It's a bit challenging because obviously the table layouts came in last Friday, or 2 weeks now because it's I think a week later. And then also we thought about making counters into certain lists. However, we found that it's super funny, but if it only counters 1 certain list, you will never get it into that list because mostly it's an attacker into a defender, and the defender goes like, this counters me, bye, I'll take the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So you either bring it, throw it under the bus, and then you're definitely sure that the opponent will take the other list that may be a secret counter, or maybe also a really good counter but at a 20-0 counter. And from there on out, I think we did really well. I mean, we got 8th place for the first time since ever, and our best place was when I started in the WTC, and we got 16th. So it's a big rise, especially for us.
Was that
Other
was that, within your appetite, let's say, or was that your sort of your ambition, or were you counting for more, but had to settle on 8th?
No. Last year, our goal was to get into the top third of the ranking. So we had 28 teams. So that means like top 9-ish,
Mhm.
top 10.
All right.
We got that. So this year it's going to be top 7. So we
Nice.
want to improve at least one spot. I know it's going to be the most difficult one because everything's new.
Mhm.
But on the other hand, we've got 7 veterans, or at least 7 people who at least went to a WTC before, so they know how the cookie crumbles. And our new rookie already went to Home Nations, did Euro Trash Cup, played against all the other guys, and I think he defeated almost everyone as well. That's why bells started ringing, and I was like, you know that guy? He's actually pretty good, because on team events and on singles, he actually beats almost all of us. Maybe we should get him.
I guess this is a good point to ask. Who is on the team? Who is this wonder kid who's beaten all the other Netherlands team members, and who are these veterans who are supporting these new players as well?
Who's
Yeah,
the whiz
so-
kid?
The whiz kid. He has one of the best Dutch names, so you're all screwed over. No,
Go on.
yeah. So I think I'm the veteran with, I think, 4 WTC or 2 ETCs, 1 WTC underneath me.
Mhm.
Then we have Justin Janssen, the tallest guy of the team and the most annoying smiley bastard who will table you 20-0 and still offer you a beer with a big smile. It's going to be his second WTC, and he did 1 ETC.
Mhm.
And then from there on out, we have Christopher Clayton, one of the only reason why we actually speak English in the team, although we can speak Dutch apparently. We found out 3rd day of WTC. Yeah, what a dick. English people. We have
It's fair.
we have Christian Domberg, one of the newer guys. I think he started in 8th edition. He is the most happy person to get thrown under a bus, and he will still smile before, after, and during it. Give him a beer, and you will have a fun night.
That's important.
Just saying. We have the well-known Dick van der Harst, not Van der Hurst, but van der Harst, the one and only Necron idiot who now plays Chaos Knights, which is still big robots, but then a lot less.
I
Mhm.
met him at the LGT, and most memorable encounter of my life, I think.
I know
we
what you're gonna say.
we told him before the recording that we would like him to tone down on the vulgarisms a little bit, and then he just did whatever he could to sneak in as many vulgarisms into the recording as possible, including his name. So,
I love it. Everything
I
about
mean-
it. That's amazing.
I mean, one of the best stories that Dick always has, or there's 2. The first one is that when he did the GW event, the the guys who announced the game didn't call him his name, the opponent's player, and they didn't put his name on the actual live stream.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody saw that it was Dick. It's just the Dutch player, and nobody
that
actually
Dutch guy over there.
the Dutch guy, yeah. And the other one that he always is fun about talking is that he says, "My name is Dick." Yes, as in penis.
And he did exactly that at the LGT
Yes.
as well. So
Yeah. So
that was a good start of an interview.
yeah. One of the other fun facts as well. We have some amazing new team shirts, and then instead of we ordered them, and then when they came in, we found out that the first names and the last names were switched. So instead of having my name on my chest, like my first name was on the back, And then after half an hour, somebody said, "Oh my God, Dick is gonna be so pissed because he has Dick on his back the entire WTC."
Based on what it sounds like, he's going to be quite happy.
Oh
He's
yeah,
going to
yeah.
be real excited.
I mean, if you ever heard him laugh, you can hear him at like 20 kilometers away when he laughs, and it only
Big
gets
hearty.
louder when he's drunk. Yeah. It's
Mhm.
amazing. So next on the line we have Mr. Dino Pizza Co, the weirdest, smallest Dutch guy that we are bringing.
A pleasure to talk to and a pleasure to, I guess, meet at the table. Although I cannot speak a lot about the latter, I can.
If he's winning, sure.
I can speak fairly a lot about the former, and yeah, he's such a pleasure to talk to. Oh my God.
Dino is funny. Dino is also the guy we always like to take a piss at because he's the first guy who always takes a bite. He will probably, when he listens to this, he will send me 12 texts being angry about it, and that's what makes it the best as well. Dino is one of... Yeah, hi Dino. Still love you long time.
I'll let him know in the Discord. I'll just poke him and be like, "Oh, you should watch." I'm going to tag him in the link that I share later.
Yeah, everybody loves him, and everybody loves to diss him as well. It's the biggest one. Now, Dino is one of the two pairing geniuses that we have, and then next we will have Florian Den Uil. Most people will probably say Florian Den Oil, blah, 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 something.
I just said Oshel a lot when I see his name, so it's okay.
Oh yeah, that makes sense about his nickname as well, because his nickname is Shlolala as well on Discord. Yeah. No, he's my vice captain. He's definitely, when I'm on holiday, he's busting everybody's balls to actually get games in next to Dino, so we have all the data in. Then Justy we did, and then we have, here he comes, Jan Koen van der Lee.
God damn it.
Try to pronounce that one, guys.
Jan Koen van der Lee. I don't see a problem.
Ooh.
I see a lot of problems.
Nathan?
All of them are about me not wanting to do that.
Come on.
Man. It's because I thought the first time that I heard his name, it was Yellum, but it's not that. I was like, oh no.
I'll make it easy. Most people call him Yese or JC.
JC or Yacey is easier. Yes, that's much
easier, right?
Won't lie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, he's
I won't hide. I'm making phonetic notes right now because at the WTC we will be doing the studio where we'll be, well, maybe not commentating live, but definitely mentioning players' names. And I imagine, there's going to be a lot of butchering if we don't do this right now.
Yes, we actually should, now that I'm thinking about it, just ask people to send us them either saying their names or phonetically spelling them.
Yeah, send us audio files.
I mean, there's a couple of really fun versions of our names, right? I mean, Dick is funny, and then we have Yese, Dino is funny, and then I'm always the rude guy, so I can take a piss at everybody anyway. And then we have a couple of obvious coaches. Definitely to mention, we have our head coach, Tom Rocks, or Sensei. He is our super autistic superhero, which get all of the rules and all of the stuff in proper. And then we have, I think maybe we're the first, but I'm not sure. We have one of the first head chefs in the WTC team. So we brought a gentleman that loves to cook and gets all of our drinks and food in the entire weekend.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's
unseen
amazing.
Or unheard of, I guess.
Well, he loves to cook. He does some amazing cooking as well, and he's a funny guy. He does all the work, and he's really into his role. I mean, I'm pretty sure. What? My wife said he's the best. That makes it.
We have your wife's recommendation.
Well.
That's like the highest review somebody can get on a team is for a spouse to jump in and lie.
Yeah.
Better than a Michelin star. It's
Captain's wife loves you. Captain is debating now.
Should we bring a chef's hat for him then? Is that what I'm hearing? Is I should pack a chef's hat in a bag?
Oh, that would be funny.
Mittens.
No, we are actually we got him in last minute, so we need to order some new shirts. So I'm probably gonna get head chef underneath his name as well, just to
That's
make some
awesome.
fun. And then we have Rob Goossens, one of the backup players and coaches. That's about it. We might get another guy in, but I'm waiting for approval before I will announce anything. But it's more as to have at least 3 coaches, and then it will provide all foods and drinks, and hopefully book all the tables for restaurant or cook or whatever. Gets the juju in. So it's 12 guys from Team NL coming to Belgium, because it's definitely at least 60 minutes driving to Mechelen for us. So it's a horrible journey for us.
Terrible.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is terrible. Some people need to take airplanes, trains, everything, and we have to drive a full 60 minutes to get to the actual event. It's horrible.
That's crazy.
So I guess the follow-up question that people are really interested in is, how do you select the members of the Netherlands team?
Yeah, it's been fluent as of now. Back in the days, we started with we were able to use the charter of Team Scotland, of which I still have to say thanks to, not to Innes because he sucks, but to Aiden because he was captain back in the days. But it's more the fact we started with a document, and then every year we changed it. So after the event, we go like, cool, what has to change, yada yada yada. And I think we started with team captain. No, we started with a top 3. So we had a Dutch ranking. Top 3 picks the rest of the team, or picks the 4th, and then the 4th you choose the 5, etc., etc., etc. And then this year we flipped it all, and instead of having a ranking system, because we saw that having the ranking system is a lot of work and time that I didn't have or want to spend in a system where I knew like, cool, it's like maybe 200 people in the Netherlands who play 40k competitively, and then maybe 30 will actually have a chance to get on the team because of experience or putting in the effort or putting in the time or all of the above. So we chose to get Tom, our head coach, to choose the first person, and then specifically to not choose the captain. So the captain is always excluded from the number 1 seat. For multiple reasons. I don't think because you're captain you should be in the team. I think you should be in the team because you're a good player, and not because you fix everything. You should be in the team, yada yada. So Tom chose Justin for obvious reasons, and then they chose me because I actually can play Warhammer, apparently, according to some people. And then we continued choosing people. So Tom, me, and Justin chose, I think, Florian or Chris Clayton. Both are good players. And also choosing the players not only because they're super good, but also because they either fit in the team or they understand how a team game works. And so I think one of the Aussie guys said, you don't want a team of champions, but you want to have a champion team. That's something I really
Makes
enjoyed.
sense.
Yeah, and maybe we have some better Dutch players, but I'm pretty sure that those Dutch players won't match in the team that we have at the moment. So yeah, from there on out, we just picked everybody, and funnily enough, normally since COVID, we actually wanted to choose the team in like a night. So the first time we had our top 3 scoring, we got together, called the 4th person, or chose a 4th person, got the 4th person in, added him to the chat. We call a 5th person, like, cool, we want to ask you for the team, yada yada yada. And instead of having it done within a day or a week, we did it. I think we started in October and we finished in February, because the ETC was in February. So we chose people in a way longer period to make it also more interesting, and to get people like JC in, because he was not on our radar. And then at a certain point we had a team event or he signed up as a prospect and he started gaming, and then he beat the first guy. And we were like, yeah, that's fine, that's funny. And then he beat him again. I was like, okay. And then he beat somebody else, and I was triggered, like, so who is this guy? Can I have a practice game against him? And he brought Death Watch of all armies, and you're like, what the fuck, Death Watch? It sucks. So I was bringing my Quins on a random Tuesday or something, and I was just fooling around, and he beat me like 11-9. I was like, this is interesting. There's some really nice tricks you show there, good sir. That's some really nice, good things. And then, as time gone by, at a certain point, we were like, so JC, what are you doing the 7th till the 14th of August? And he's like, nothing. I said, do you mind joining us to Mechelen by any chance to join the WTC team? He was like, oh, really? What does it mean? I was like, well, here's a Google Doc, read it, have fun, and then tell me tonight if you want to join.
I love it.
Yeah. So it's we're a small country, we're a small community. There's a lot of people who have a fighting chance to get on the team, especially next year, because we want to work it out more and more and more. I mean, Poland has a big selection team, or you guys appoint one of the scouts or 3 scouts in the entire country. All resolves around WTC. And I definitely stole some ideas of you, obviously, because you can better steal a good idea than make up a shit one. But
do you think that works, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So every year I'm trying to get more and more people involved and try to tickle everybody. And we always want to have a team with good players who have a good attitude and don't moan all day or play gotcha moments or all that jazz. And the moment I find out about somebody, it's like, so tell me, why did you do this and this? Oh, I didn't do that. I was literally standing at your table and you pulled the gotcha. Why did you pull the gotcha? Or you played with intent with this person because I was playing next to your table and I all of a sudden heard that you were pulling this and this and this, and you're saying he didn't tell you. Where the people on your left and at least me on the right heard that you actually talked about it and you said, yes, I agree, I accept. So the fuck is going on with you? And it's always nice if you can filter it. Obviously you don't want to work on hearsay of other people, but as long as you have a small community, you can be honest to everybody, and you have a good vibe. I mean, especially the last 3 years, where we've been growing really well, and it's been showing because we got 7th.
Yeah, it seems like it's one of those team building fundamentals, and it seems that you have it nailed down. So as a captain to the team, do you have any? And I find it interesting just because also like work wise, because I manage a team in a company, and I always find this interesting to hear how people do this. How do you manage the team at the event? How do you manage the team's motivation? How do you, especially when like maybe you didn't score what you were hoping to score? I'm not even talking about a loss, but like you were hoping to maybe have a higher win than what it was, etc. How do you? There are 8 people on the team, so you have 7 people that you need to look after, 7 people that you have to make sure that they are psychologically doing well throughout the whole event. They could be already worn out or worn down, because some of them probably played in the War Master event, I think it's called, so the singles. How do you handle all that, and do you have any techniques or tricks that you apply to manage the team properly? Or am I going too deep into this?
No, it's all good. I think it's a big combination of ifs and buts. I mean, the fact that I'm already training people to know that they have to switch stuff, or we have a lot of training days where we literally walk past the table, and before we start the training day, we go like, cool, so today we have the captain and vice captain walking around, and at a certain point when you have an important role, you call us. like a 3-inch charge or a 12-inch charge, or I need to make 4 saves on this special character or whatever. Or we just walk past and we hear dice rolling and they go like, you failed them all. Or you make this save or whatever. And just to tickle the brain and to see how they react, and just either to piss them off, because I know a couple of guys who I can really trigger super well by just saying, you have 4 2-up saves, and this mall has 4 wounds, right? Yeah. He fills them all. He's dead. And you go like, the fuck? What should I do now? It's like, well, that's your problem, isn't it? I want 12 points. GG, bro.
Seriously, do you actually do that?
Yeah. No. I literally.
Wow.
We have a couple of training days where I literally walk around with the biggest smile on my ugly face, and I go like, so you shot this 200 shots Terminator unit in whatever count unit you got there, and it's like, oh, cool. How many guys you need to hold this objective? 1. Cool, 1's alive. You go like, yeah, but statistically, I don't care. And just give me 4, and they give me 14 points, and they go like, yeah, but now it's like a 24-point swing. I don't care. Give me the points. Just to get the reaction and to stimulate people like, okay, you always break under pressure, or to see if, cool, Billy, you're going under the bus. I want 2 points. Yeah, but I get a 0. I don't care. I want 2 points. It's Eldar against Knights, and you go second. I want 2 points.
I honestly didn't expect that answer. I thought you were fucking with
There
me
you
when
go.
you said that.
No. I'm 100% serious. Yeah, we did.
I'm kind of in
cool.
love with this pressure cooker approach.
Yeah.
Because you can see who's gonna tilt when something goes wrong, who's gonna crack a little bit, and who can actually get you points in desperate situations. I like that pressure cooker approach. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
I'm impressed.
It's also literally so this is a small slideshow, but we have one of our old WTC guys, Nicholas, from last year, and he does all the TTS work. I'm an idiot with computers. He loves TTS, so I'll just give him all the credits to that one. And then at a certain point, he came up with an idea like, cool, I have this point system. So we have a TTS scrim against country X. If you sign up, you get 2 points. If you get selected, you get 2 points. If you don't get selected, you get 2 points. If you get within your designated score of like a 2-point swing, so if you say you're getting an 11 and you're getting either a 9 or a 13, you get 5 points. If you fill that score, you get -5 points. And then regarding on the points, you get selected for the team as well. And at first I thought it was really interesting. Then I started thinking, I was like, this is really cool. And then at a third point, I was like, or somebody told me like, oh, it's really discriminating, or why can I never get in the team? And I said, well, here's some hard numbers. You did this, you did not do this, you did this, you did not do this, and you fucked up on this. So that's the reason why you're not in. And that's for the last 3 scrims. And people go like, yeah, but I'm really good. Well, apparently you're not, because you didn't get the scores you said, or the moment you tell me that you're always there and I see on your sheet that you failed to meet 5 meetings or whatever.
You gotta tell them how it is.
Yeah, it's a really nice black and white system. And I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff, because if people tell me like they're the best player in the world and they suck at everything that I want them to do, what the fuck are you doing here? You know? You see, now I sidetracked and I forgot the question.
That was good all the way.
That was very good. The question was sort of like, are there any psychological tricks or anything that you employ to, keep the team motivated, etc. But that was still more than I expected out of that question.
I can still expand on it a bit. I mean, the moment you're at the WTC, what we did, funny enough, every round we got together, we had lunch, we had a drink or whatever, and the moment I knew like, cool, this guy went 3 times 0 or 3 losses or whatever. Best example is Christian Domberg. He is the happiest person to get thrown under a bus, and he is one of the biggest team players, because Doesn't matter if he gets 0 points or 20 points. Obviously, better when he has 20. But
The best.
yeah, you heard what my mister said. He's the best. I mean, he's one of the
I'm
best.
just I'm sorry. I just need to make sure your wife can say more in English than just the best, right?
Yeah. And my wife can actually speak more English than only the best. Yes,
Joking.
I'm just
No,
enjoying
it's-
it coming out like the voice of God in the background.
Yeah, very much so.
No, it's no. Dummy is. I mean, his nickname is Dummy, so it's actually funny as well. No, you can throw him underneath the bus, and then after the second game, you're like, "Are you okay?" I mean, you had 2 big losses. The rest of the team won the round. He said, "Whatever's good for the team," and it doesn't matter what he needs to do. He said, "Whatever good for the team." And I said, "Cool, you're gonna suck everybody's dick. Whatever is good for the team." That's literally what his answer is on everything. So that's really nice. But there are some players. I mean, we had the ETC where I had one guy. Oh no, the ITC where I had one person. We won't speak his name, Dino. He lost 2 rounds with Iron Hands against Custodes, where he was like, "No, I'm going to beat them. I'm going to shoot them. I'm going to get 20-0, get 20-0." And then he failed, or the guy rolled too many 4-ups or whatever. And I spoke to him like, "Dino, it's a 5-man team event. It's all the big Kansas City shuffle. It's fine if you lose. We're here to test stuff for the WTC." And the first time he looked at me, he's like, no, I want to go home. I was like, "You don't have a driver's license. We only fly on Monday. There's no point. Play 4 more games." He goes, "Oh, no. Second round, he lost again. Said the same thing. And you go like, "Cool. Shit happens, bro. It's dice. I mean, you can be as smart as you want, and there are many ways to ensure that you will still win regarding dice. But sometimes it's in the cards, or you just suck at playing Iron Hands. I mean, whatever, you know." So it's having chats, it's preparing the guys up front. I mean, before we were at the WTC, I already also had training days or training events where I go like, "Cool. Today, I assign 5 people to be normal Dutch people, and then I assign 5 people to either be really obnoxious, super raw. We will not name any countries, but you will just play the shittiest Warhammer you will ever see. Oh, you moved the model? You cannot move the model again. Oh, you forgot to do it? No, it's too late." And just prepare people on it. Fortunately, with the WTC and Tom and Neil and Ishik busting their balls to get the "don't be a dick" rule, that's hardly appropriate nowadays. So it's super nice to see that doesn't matter who you're playing, everybody's like, "Cool, we play with intent, we do this, this is what's gonna happen. Oh shit, I forgot to do it." It's fine, man. Roll your dice. "Oh, I have 1,000 Sun Army and I forgot the psychic phase." Dude, everybody knows you're gonna do a psychic phase. Chill out. It's Plastic Soldiers. We're all guys. We all want to either win, but in a good way, and then we all want to get pissed and have fun and take a piss at people. I mean, it's fine.
On the taking a piss at people note,
Oh yeah, me
what
too.
is the team? What is the team that you want to beat the most? Who is the Netherlands rival team? It can be England. Everybody so far says England, really.
No. I don't give a fuck about England. There's going to be a day where we will screw over England because
I don't know what's better.
The last 3 events that we were facing England. I mean, home nations, we got them scared, and then some people made a boo-boo. The WTC, we messed up on the pairings in the last 4 games, and especially on the tables. And then before that, we went to Allies of Convenience, and we didn't drew them on 1 point or 2 points or something. So we're getting them slightly shaking every now and then. But there's an old rule before I was in the WTC, and there's one team we always have to get higher on. That's Team Belgium.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the local
It's not that hard, to be honest. I mean, there's only one good guy in Belgium, and he's French anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
Boy.
I mean, we all know Liam is the best player of Belgium, and he's French, so it's fine. Oh, I don't speak Belgium. Nah, it's fine. No, he's a cute guy. It's probably Belgium, and next to that, I'm pretty sure half the team really wants to beat Germany for
There we
obvious
go.
reasons.
Hmm. Yeah, no surprises there.
That's why I was so happy when Justin beat 3 Germans at the Invitational. Because I made so many shit jokes about that one.
So, do you, why when you prepare for the event, do you monitor what other countries do, what other countries' representatives do, what they
German
play?
event?
No, I mean, no. I mean,
Any
like
country.
right now, do you monitor, investigate, or let's call it by its real name, do you spy on other teams to find out what they do, who they're taking? I mean, which players they are taking. You won't probably find out which armies, although you can probably work that out yourself, more or less. So, does Team Holland do any spying on other teams?
Not really. I mean,
Yeah, I
we're
guess
too
you have so
we're
many
too
team
small
events.
as of yet. Yeah, we're already working on so many events, and I believe that as far as I have 8 guys who know their army in and out, and they can tell me literally onto 1 or 2 points difference. They go like, Ruud, if I face this army, I can get an 8, and if I face this army, I will get a 12. Plus, it's such a waste of time. I'd rather have people working on their list and working on themselves and go like, oh, I heard that Billy said, that Ginny said, that Birdie said, that England is bringing Death Guard because they have secret tech. Oh, no. We already know Death Guard's tricks, so I don't care. But it's, yeah, you know. I mean, I don't mind shambling some weird armies around and having fun and shits and giggles. And when other captains text me like, oh, why are you not bringing this? I mean, last year we weren't bringing sisters until the last day, and everybody was telling me like, you crazy, you crazy. I was like, no, I don't think them that good. And then everybody burst their brains about it, and they kept calling me names for being an idiot. And I was like, well, maybe they're not good. And then we brought them anyway, but I mean, you have to take a piss somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yep. You got to take some risks somewhere. It might as well be there.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
just have fun and take shits and giggles, and nobody takes us serious anyway because we're a small country. You can't play Warhammer, so it's fine.
So you keep saying that, but then again, when I invited you for the interview, I realized that out of all the teams that I have already spoken with, including Australia, which is like on the other side of the world, your team is probably the one that I know the least about. And the things that I
That's our
do know,
magic.
yeah, but the things that I do know is that you organize a lot of team events and you organize, in general, a lot of events. You invite celebrities from other countries, which is very intriguing because, like, I hear all the time that, yeah, like I hear that, I don't know, Manny Chima is traveling to Holland to play in some random team event out of the blue. So
That's a
is
fun
Holland?
story. Yeah.
So is Holland like the ambassador of Europe right now when it comes to 40K?
That's a really nice title if we get it.
I'm giving it to you right now.
We're gonna put it on your. We're gonna put it on your player card.
Exactly, the ambassadors of Europe.
I'll accept. No, so one of the fun reasons why Manny is coming to some random Dutch team event is because Justin and me went to Gibraltar a couple of years ago, and we've been going there for a couple of years afterwards. And then Justin and Manny had a bromance. They ate all the desserts in a restaurant together, and then that was love at first sight. So from that point onwards, we have a team event where it's like a battle of the clubs of the Netherlands, kind of. And then Justin was like, cool, I want to win this. Ruud, you need to be in my team. I will call Manny, and we will call one of the old guys from the old team, and we will crush everybody. I was like, yeah, sure. So Manny keeps coming to that event, just crush souls, and the entire team event's already settled before we start because he goes like, oh yeah, cool, it's Justin, Ruud, and Matt. Yeah, never mind. So who's gonna fight for second and third place now? Because everybody knows that we're gonna get first. Yeah. which makes it a bit boring, but it's still funny. The other one is the ETC, or the Euro Trash Cup, where I want to promote where the BTC, or the Belgian Team Championships, had to stop a couple of years ago. I just want to keep the team events going. And that's the same reason why I told Piotr and Patrick when they were here, or at the ITT, like, why don't you start with a team event in Poland? Because A, it gets you a lot of money in for the team, and B, it's a lot of fun because nobody dares to host 8-man events. I mean, we do it, the BTC did it, now Poland is doing their secret team event for a couple of national teams.
That's where they got the idea from.
Yeah.
Now I know.
No, it's literally like, I told them, like, the reason why I'm hosting a lot of events is to get money in for the team. We have a really nice location. The prize money is supported by a local gaming store. If I'm allowed to call it, I will. Yes, no? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Tabletop Kingdom in the Netherlands, one of the finest sponsors of Warhammer in the Netherlands. So I'm almost hosting a monthly event, either 2 RTTs or 1 GT. I mean, we're a small country, so it's max 32 people. But we're also doing a national league, so we have golden tickets for a national champion. We did the golden ticket as well. And then next year I'm already triggered almost all the Dutchies when I said, well, there's so many Warhammer clubs, why don't we just do a battle of the clubs next year? Because there's at least 12 clubs and we get 6 people in. That's 72 players. I can fit them. It's a team event. If I'm only going to do team events next year, it's a lot of less hassle for me because I only have to text 12 people. The money comes in easier because I don't have to text 60 people but only 12. And all the WTC and all the Dutch people go like, oh, team events, it's fun, it's cool. We found this secret tech. And you go like, huh, so where you got it from? Well, if you do this and this and this, then I can steal all the ideas for our team next year. Ah, surprise.
I like it.
Yeah, so it's beneficial for everybody. Everybody likes team events. Team events are growing. Team events are easier to host. They bring more revenue in. The revenue is better for the team, so we can actually get people in. They go like, well, I don't have money for an army, or I don't have money for the hotel, or we can just tell them like, cool, we have a budget. It's X amount of money. The armies we can easily get together because, you know, I almost have everything already. So when they go like, oh, I need Chaos Knights, here's Chaos Knights, or whatever. And if they don't have money for an hotel or for team shirts or for dice or for objective mats or whatever funky stuff we're going to come up next year, we go like, everybody gets at least 30 dice from us, objective mats, 3 t-shirts. We are trying to finance the hotel as well. But if somebody comes up and he goes like, well, Ruud, I'm the new Nick Nanavati, but I don't have any money. It's like, okay, here's your hotel. Come with us. Fuck shit up. Let's go.
I love that. That's definitely the way to grow like an internal scene.
Yeah.
And like really promote people to play both the format that you want, but also to build up a solid player base for your team, right?
Yeah. That's the idea of team.
And again, something not many people talk about because, you know, you don't normally touch on the financial aspect of it, but it is a serious topic and something that needs to be taken into consideration. So it's cool to find out.
And for us, it's, you know, what I said, it's easy. For us, it's an hour drive. So travel, we have 3 guys with a company car, so that's fixed. So we only have to pay for the hotel. But if you're coming from Australia or from America, it's at least a couple of $1,000 in.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And if you don't have a sponsor, or if you don't have tournaments that will get you revenue, I mean, if you're in America and you get every tournament organizer to put $1 on every ticket, or nationally, and they will send you all the money, you go like, cool. We have 8 guys, 10 guys, whatever. We have 1,000 tournaments all year, and everybody spends $1 on every player, and all the players will pay it anyway because America. You got all the money already. You think, but that's the same story what I have. I mean, same with Neil talked about that in Sweden. If you put €1 or whatever kronen you have in Sweden, if you put it $1 on every ticket, and you send that buck to the national team or to the a representative of that country. You have finance for at least X amount to get either the ticket or the hotel or the travel expenses or whatever.
Any
It's
of
so
those
easy.
is helpful. Mhm.
Yeah, super easy.
People definitely need to explore some more routes. We have sponsors, and a lot of teams have sponsors for their teams at this point.
Mhm.
I mean, I know that Canada has a sponsor from a company in Canada, and I know a couple others have explored private. Man, but it's true. If you just added $1 onto even one circuit in the United States, like $1 per ticket,
Do
it
50
wouldn't even
cents. Nobody cares.
Yeah. Oh, you'd think people don't care, but people sometimes do. Sometimes people in this hobby can be pretty tight-fisted in really weird ways.
And
one of those ways is event tickets.
Yeah, but as long as you don't tell them and you go like, cool, the ticket's normally $25 and now it's 26. Why?
Yep.
Because reasons. And you go like, oh, cool, I want to go. Don't tell them. Just
the cost
spend the
of
$1
running
on
the
the
event
team.
has gone up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Oh, the rent gone up, the electricity gone up, I don't give a rat's ass what's gone up.
Yeah, but I guess it's a good place to shout out to anyone who is listening, who is like running a store or in any other position to help your national team in any way. Why not now? I mean, for next year, your team would definitely appreciate it. So if you have any idea how we can help your teams or team, or how you can, help collect money or just provide anything else for the team, I'm sure that it would be very welcome. The team would be very thankful. Team Poland is doing that as well. They have a sponsor from a shop, but the sponsor provides, t-shirts and gadgets and so on and so on. Plus, I think I mentioned this on another podcast. There's like an affiliation link in all of their videos that if you click on that link and make some purchases, a percentile of what you're paying goes towards the national team. It's still like a drop in the sea of needs that they have, but still always welcome. So
Hey man,
yeah,
if you just start a GoFundMe. I mean, look at how fast the stolen camera equipment from Germany last year got refunded. Germany got their camera and all their movie footage and everything got stolen. $2,500 in a week, 3K worldwide. Boom, done.
Yeah, Germans banned the Eldar from tournaments, so there's no wonder there.
Yeah.
Support.
But yeah, if you're a store owner or somebody like watching this and you want to figure out how to get in touch with your team too, you can reach out and we can probably find a way to hook you up with your team's captain.
Yeah, absolutely. If you don't know how to do it, reach out to us and we will help you, because
and that's what I did with Tabletop Kingdom as well. I said, look, I really want to have you guys as sponsor. I will put your logo on whatever you want, the objective mats, t-shirts, whatever. What do you want in return? And he said, well, I want some training events, or I want to have some blogs or whatevs.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you about that because, again, in Poland, this is not yet that well developed. I mean, like getting sponsorships for players or teams. I know in America it's very commonplace, and I guess in Canada, well, okay, fairly commonplace. Like if you look at the YouTube channels that are the biggest export products of American 40K, then there are sponsors all over the place. So I understand that it's fairly similar in the Netherlands. Do sponsors come with expectations? So like if someone sponsors someone, let's say, you cannot speak for, I don't know, Art of War, but you can speak for yourselves. If a sponsor comes to you and gives you money, gear, what have you, do they also expect you to place high, for example? And then is there a threat that if you don't, you will lose that sponsor, or it does not work like that in 40K?
Well, it doesn't work that way yet in the Netherlands. To be fair, I flipped the coin. I am a account manager for a alcohol company in the Netherlands, or a distributor, so I know a little bit about sales and trading and marketing budgets, etc. So when I started the team and I was thinking about, cool, how do we get finance? Why don't I just walk up to a couple of companies that I know that sell Warhammer, which are not like a GW store, and tell them like, I would like to have a sponsorship with your company. What can you get us, and what do you want in return? Because my dad's an entrepreneur. He has his own company. I know that something has to give. So the moment you go like, cool, I really want you as a sponsor. What can you get us? And he goes like, well, maybe 10, 20% off on Warhammer. It's like, it's really solid. What can you get us more? Or can we put targets on it? So like, if you give us 4 training days, or if you come to my store and you learn rookies how to play 10th edition or 9th edition or whatever you want to call it, I will get you a free army worth $500. Or if you write me 4 blocks and 2 training days, and you show up and we can get our logo on the shirts and the objective mats and maybe on the dice. Well, dice is tricky, obviously, but whatever floats your boat, we can do X amount. So I just made an easy piece of paper like, cool, this is what we would like from you, or this is what you can offer us, and this is what we can offer to you. For example, I think Tabletop Kingdom gives us 20% discount on technically everything in the store, but mostly Warhammer 40k, because we're obviously the Dutch 40k team. And then he wants his logo on the objective mats, and he wants 2 blocks and 2 training days. And it doesn't matter who gives it or whatever. And I'm already thinking at school, if you want to order shirts, if you order it through you can get your taxes back on this order, so that's beneficial for you. It's all the small things,
Yep.
And then hopefully within maybe 1 or 2 years, he might have a location where we can actually do games. So the rent will, instead of a low price, will be 0, obviously. And from that point onwards, we can make more profit, because if I sell out, I think the calculation was, if I sell out an RTT of 32 people, I get about $500 that goes to the team. If I do a GT, it's $1,000 for 2 days. And then if you do like a major of 64 people, I technically can get $2,000 for the team. So that's almost all the t-shirts, or the objective mats and the dice and a couple of t-shirts, or we can buy the hotel with that one, or what else.
That's fascinating. I mean, I honestly hope that our listeners find it as fascinating as I do. But it's like, we people never touch upon this. I said this already, but I want to stress it, that it's. I appreciate the openness.
No, but this is literally what I told Piotr and Patrick as well. It's like, the moment you hosted a team event in Poland, I mean, for me, when they came up with the price, it was like, it's peanuts. And I really hope they took some margin in for the team as well.
Not so much in Poland. It's all voluntary work. Like, people do tournaments here. Like Joker, my co-host, the usual co-host, he organizes like the biggest tournament in the north of Poland. He does it completely for free, so the teams, like, there is no benefit for our local club, there is no benefit for Joker, there is no profit from it. It's just for financing the arena where it's played. A kettle with hot water, some cookies, coffee, and that's essentially it, right? So maybe the approach needs to change a little bit.
Yeah, but it depends. I mean, if you know that your consumers or your players don't have the budget, don't take it from them, but take it from foreign teams. I mean, it sounds super dumb or maybe super rude, but I'm rude, so I don't care. But the ETC, after bargaining with the venue, etc., it gained the team $2,000.
That's
It's
crazy.
literally, people go like, cool, this is what it costs, this is what it gets me. Nobody cares that. I mean, the ticket is $50, per player. So a team ticket is $400. It's nothing silly. It's maybe a little bit low depending on where you live, whatever. But that event will get $2,000 for the Dutch team. So that will mean either a hotel, t-shirts, dice, like I said. And then that's what I said to Piotr and Patrick. Host the event, be smart, get us in, if we have to pay $50 per person, and then we have to book a hotel and whatever. And they're like, no, we do an all-inclusive price. I said, I don't care. Just make sure you get profit so the team can go there. And if every country, hypothetically, that would be amazing. But if every country will have a spot for 8 teams in every European country, and you will host one every month, and everybody gets 2K out of it, it's money for everybody. And you don't have to invite all the countries all of the same, so I don't expect to get invited by 12 countries because it costs us a shit ton of money to go there as well. But if you be smart, you're like, cool, Portugal hosts an 8-man event. Let's invite Spain. Let's invite France. Let's invite everybody around
countries.
the corner. Yeah, the rich countries, whatever.
Invite the money to come so that they can give you some extra on top. I think this finances stuff is like Tweek said earlier, is like something nobody talks about. Like the idea of how Team Australia or Team America or any of the European teams manages to find a way to get money together to do that. And it's really interesting to think about not only like negotiating your rates, right? But also like figuring out like you have to talk to a company to maybe get a sponsorship. Maybe you have to change how you approach your events to make sure that you are getting something for your teams to be able to do things, right? And I guess nobody else talks about that really, which I think is kind of a shame, but that makes this like last 15 minutes like super useful.
Yeah, but sorry, Ruud, just one sentence of comment. If you want to find out how Team Australia does it, Liam actually mentions it in our interview as well, somewhere closer to the end of the interview, if you want to check that out. But he said that there it's pretty much the entire community that is involved. And it was also very eye-opening to see how a team can bring the entire community together, and the entire community can chip in to actually allow the team to travel to the other end of the world. So that's something to learn from.
I haven't listened yet, but they do the big, we sell X army and we sell a mat, and then people can do an auction.
They do a raffle or something like that.
And I mean, Australia is big enough. If they can get all the TOs to just put $1 Australian per ticket on there, it saves them so much hassle. Absolutely. And that's one of the simplest solutions on there. And that's the fun fact, because that's what I finally told my wife when we were driving to Italy. Warhammer people are so nice, and they're sometimes too giving, and they don't have the entrepreneurship, and they go like, cool, if we do this, it's so much easier to get everybody in. I mean, how many times you heard a story about, I lost this army, and then people will start to GoFundMe, or I've been playing Warhammer for so many times and I don't give a crap about Army X. Here's my army.
Yeah, same happened when there was this the conflict in Ukraine started, and like half of the Polish community started donating armies or minis to auctions to support the Red Cross,
to support
or what have
Ukraine,
you.
or people in the Polish community or whatever. They go like, cool, if you need a place to stay, just text me or Facebook me or Instagram me. I got a bed, I got a couch, I can stay on the couch, you and your wife can go, whatever. I mean, it's so good. It's so nice to see.
Yeah,
there's so many easy ways.
I think it's the perfect moment to cut it, because we are at such a high point. Let's not ruin it. Although I think we might, because Nathan needs to shoot his most important question of the episode. Something else.
See, the problem was I couldn't figure out a unique bird to really use for this one, so we're going to go back, because I know that every country in Europe has pigeons. So who wins in a fight? A pigeon from Holland, or
everybody?
A pigeon from from America? An American pigeon versus a Holland.
Dutch pigeons, bro. Dutch pigeons, easy. I mean, we have so many pigeons in Amsterdam; they could kill people.
So
I'm not even kidding.
This is the first win. So what is special about a Dutch pigeon that beats an American pigeon?
They don't give a fuck about humans.
And they listen to hardstyle, and they will stomp all over you.
Yeah. They just go like, and they just scab everybody. Yeah.
I love it.
Hardcore pigeons.
Yeah. definitely.
Do you want to shout anything out then as we trail towards the end of the episode, Ruud?
Well, obviously, shout out to Tabletop Kingdom, our proud sponsor, and shout out to all my boys because they've been busting their balls for the last 1, 2, depending on who it is, 3, 4 years. We did a really good result last year, and we're going to try to beat it this year. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing everybody again. I'm really happy with all the special stuff that you guys are bringing up, and I still have to send all the info in, but I will do that next week when I'm back. But
Yeah, you have a good excuse.
yeah, but yeah, everybody from the WTC team, everybody that they're getting into as well. I mean, it's going bigger and bigger, and it's getting better and better as well. So, and a big thanks to you, obviously.
And yeah, no problem, mate. I think this year, I mean, I will be very objective here, and I need to say that after doing episode after episode with the captains of the teams, it really does feel like this year it's going to be a Shark Tank. It really feels like the teams are putting in more preparation than ever before. They are looking at stats more than ever before. They are, playing test games more than ever before. And I'm just thrilled to go to that event and see how they do, because it's like what's the expression? A rabbit from a hat or something like that. It's completely or cat in the bag. That's what we say in Poland. A cat in a bag. So it's like completely
That's something
unexpected.
different, right?
The outcome is completely unknown. So
is it going to be your first time?
Yes.
Yeah. It's going to be one big
WTC
sweaty boy shit show. Yeah.
So I've heard. So yeah, excited to experience it firsthand.
Sorry, my wife is quietly communicating with me in the background.
So we need to wrap up. So
yeah, I think mine as well.
Yeah, so I'm returning you to your wives now. I need to go to mine, by the way. So yeah, it's been a pleasure. Enjoy your stay in Italy. Thank you, Nathan, for being with us as well, and for your impeccable pigeon question. And I guess I'll see you at the WTC.
It definitely was pleasure. Impeccable.
Yeah, thank you guys, and to all our listeners. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify. Check out Stats Check out Ines, Typhus, Anthony Vanella, Nathan, obviously, and we'll see each other on Thursday,
in a month,
probably. And in a month at the event. Yeah. All right.
All good, man. Thanks.
Until next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.
Yep. Bye bye.